we bring on the Premier of the province, Brad Wall, for Premier's Picks. Premier Wall, thanks again.
Jamie, how are you?
Very well.
Good.
I'd be better if Gary was even attempting to do anything in this.
You know what? We're all kind of sucking.
What?
I think Coach Benavides would have some very honest words for our performance so far, all of our performance in picking winners.
That's right. Don't go dragging me into this, you guys.
Well, let's review here.
What do you mean? You're at the bottom of the heap, my friend.
Yeah,
And
but you guys are.
It's a sad heap.
You guys are the second level right there. Don't put it on me.
But to be the bottom of this heap says a lot because the top is not very good.
See, there you go.
At the top of the heap are the Premier and I. We have 3 correct out of the 8 games played so far this season. That's right. The leaders are below 500. Then Fake Gainer at 2 for 8. And then Gary Nickel got his first game right last week. He picked the Montreal Alouettes to beat BC.
He picked the hot mess.
Nailed it, boys.
Always wrong in that descriptor, I guess.
Now, last week, I don't know, Premier, if you saw my tweet to you, but I think we have to do this each and every week. The Premier Brad Wall's Hot Mess of the Week. Who gets the Hot Mess of the Week award this week from the Premier?
Well, I'm going to go with the Lions because it's almost a natural thing. It almost follows that if you lose to the previous week's hot mess and you lose badly, you're automatically this week's hot mess. I'm not sure that'll be the case, but it makes sense. So I picked the Lions, and in this regard, I have the head coach in support of my call. I think
you better be careful, Premier, because if they were to beat Saskatchewan, based on what you just said, you may have to put the Riders as the hot mess next week.
I said it would usually follow.
Oh, yeah. Usually, yes.
Yeah.
Always safe to put one of the...
It's a good politician word.
Yeah, let's go back to play the tape back. You will hear me say usually, not definitely usually. Well done. Well played.
I think it's safe to say we know who I'm going to take this week now, too, don't we? Because I'm all about the hot mess.
Right now, the hot mess is perfect. They're 100%. 1-0 so far. The hot mess. The Montreal Alouettes over the BC Lions. What did you think of the what happened last week in Toronto?
I just didn't understand it. I mean, I think we all thought that the first week wasn't a perfect indicator, but I mean, some of the basics looked outstanding. The secondary, the O-line, and it was a rough game to watch because it made everybody. I think everyone was second guessing, but it's very early on. I was a bit surprised at the benching, not necessarily. Like I understand. I listened to Green Zone too, and Sue did the game about what about the confidence of Allen, and I get all of that, but I kind of like that coach doesn't really mess around and likes to send pretty firm messages. So. But it wasn't fun to watch.
No. The Lancaster Tap House, it wasn't the funnest place it's ever been during a Rider game. No. That's for sure. And I was the Premier Wall is with us for Premier's Picks this week. Premier, I was listening to John Gormley live, guest host this week, Murray Wood, who put you on the spot.
Yeah, white helmets.
The white helmet thing. What's the story behind the white helmets? Are you not a fan of the white helmet, or is it a take it or leave it scenario?
It's evolved into take it or leave it, I guess, especially after the Western final, especially after what they did on the road towards the end of last season and in the playoffs. Sorry, there goes the PA announcer. We're at the Swift Current Air Show here, so if there's a bit of background noise, that's what it is. But when they first came out on the field with them, though, a couple seasons ago, whatever that was, I wasn't a huge fan. I mean, I'm maybe kind of a traditionalist, and those green helmets are pretty nice. My favorite uni, though, and most people I think agree on this, is the retro uniform with the 2 stripes on the shoulders and the old S on the helmets. Those look really sharp.
Well, let's go to our fashion expert here on the Green Zone during Premier's Picks, and that, of course, would be Gary the King Nickel. Gary, what's your thoughts on the jersey combination of the white helmet, white jersey, white pants? I think it's too much, especially after Labor Day.
Yeah. But I mean, last week they had the green pants, remember, didn't they, with the white jersey?
Yeah. You're not allowed to wear the same pants as an opponent anymore in the CFL. That's why they had to wear the green pants.
Oh, that's actually a rule they made?
I do believe,
yeah. Do you guys do that at the radio station?
I don't wear pants, man.
What the news people are wearing. News and sports don't have to coordinate, or in Gary's case, you don't have to wear pants again.
Gary's sporting the jean short cutoffs. That's what he's got going on.
They're called Daisy Dukes, Jamie.
That's what Green Zone listeners needed to hear.
Daisy Dukes. It's It's pretty plain for me. I like the elaborate uniforms. I like the black. I like when they rock the black. It looks menacing. It looks mean. They mean business. I'm all about the black. The white ones look a little too plain.
The black was years ago, I think. I mean,
yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Write it down for the fan zone during the game this week. I imagine producer Scotty, of course, co-host with Gary Nickel on the fan zone, writing it down right now. CFL football fashion on the fan zone. I bet you it'll be just as hot as the video game, because that was crazy successful. The conversation of the video game, the CFL video game. I want to know if there was a CFL video game over at the Wall Homestead near Swift Current. Would there be the PS3, PS4 with the CFL video game premiere?
It would be Xbox. That's what Coulter has.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh,
the answer would be yes. Absolutely, it'd be great if you could mix and match. I always would. I wondered what Warren Moon would look like in a Rider uniform. That'd be kind of neat to try and play a little 1980s game there.
That's something I didn't even think of. We didn't even talk about that. Is throwing back to the old days, the old.
Yeah, like you could do with Madden, mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
How good is the premiere at Madden?
Not very good.
Do you ever go online with like the gamer tag premiere of Sask?
I know. Yeah, that's right.
No.
Yeah. All the time with the headset on, so we can chit
Yeah.
chat with everyone playing. Yeah,
Phoning guys.
I can see it now.
Good.
You could be online with the other premiers around the province, all playing Madden, and then dealing with provincial business over the headset. Why not?
Some would argue that is as useful as it would be as utilitarian as a premier's conference. Some might make that argument.
Settle fights with whoever wins gets the call.
Who gets the equalization payments this time?
Whoever completes the most passes gets equalization.
Yeah, there you go. You are a not province.
Frankly, that might be a better formula than what we got right now.
Well, I think that means it's time to turn to the picks. Now, we're getting too much into politics. My mother always told me not to talk about religion or politics, just talk about football. Okay, so here we go. Let's start it off. I'm still looking on Twitter. I don't know where the gopher is, but Fake Gainer, I know you listen, so where's your picks? You're about to get you might get the default opposite of the premier picks this week.
Yes,
but
don't let him ride my back again.
Yeah, we start with Winnipeg and Montreal Premier Wall.
You know what? I'm going all home teams today, so Montreal.
Whoa.
Montreal over Winnipeg for the upset, Gary Nickel.
That makes it easy. I'm going with the Bombers, baby.
Come
on, Jamie. Join
all
me.
these games this week are driving me crazy.
I know,
because
there's no gimmies. There are no gimmies.
Not one out there I look at and go, most definitely that's the one. I am going to stick with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to go 3-0.
All right.
And we'll wait to see. The Gopher has until the end of the show for his picks this week, by the way. As we go to Premier Wall, Edmonton and Ottawa, you're going with the home team Eskimos. Why?
The evil empire. I think that, Ottawa's still an expansion team. They look pretty good for an expansion team. Edmonton's at home. I'm going to the Eskimos.
I'm liking Ottawa. I liked what I saw. They owe me a win now after me being the one who took them so stupidly. I thought I was in the bag. I was so excited, and then it fell apart. So they owe me one now.
I was going to take Ottawa, but that would mean I'm picking the same with Gary for the first two picks. I don't like that, so I'm gonna switch over to the Edmonton Eskimos here.
It's a safe move.
Could possibly be the game of the week, but no John Cornish, no Nick Lewis for the Calgary Stampeders against Toronto on Saturday afternoon.
If the surgeon Ricky Ray shows up, like the Hawkeye Pierce version of Ricky Ray, I think it'll be a Toronto win, and I do believe that's the Ricky Ray that shows up. So give me the Argonauts without Stamps, without Cornish, and I wonder, is DA playing? Is he going to be in the game? What can you guys tell us about that?
I don't know if it has been made official yet whether Dwight Anderson will play. Gary, you can make your pick, and I'll probably know by the end of that.
Okay, well, if he is playing, then I'll take the Stamps. How's that sound? If he's not, then I'll take the Argos.
If he is playing, you're going to take the Stamps.
Yeah, I'm counting on him starting some ruckus on the sidelines.
They have not yet declared their roster for Saturday's game.
That's no good.
So you got that. Who do you got then, Gary?
Oh man, I'll take the Stamps. Why not?
I'm taking Toronto as well. Going with T.O. on that one. And the final game of the week, we know the Premier is going with Saskatchewan against the hot mess of the week, the BC Lions. What do you think the point differential is going to be, Premier Walt?
Riders by a field goal.
Woof. That is a close game against the hot mess.
Yep.
The BC Lions. Gary?
I will take the HMOTW. Go Lions. I guess I shouldn't say that. Go Riders, but I'm okay with the Lions because I need the wins.
The hot W?
Hot mess of the week. Hot mess.
What? You said W.
HMOTW.
Oh.
You guys, you don't know your acronyms?
You know what? There shouldn't be any politics on the show, and you shouldn't have to figure out acronyms. That's almost like
hot
that's
mess
like
of the week, you guys.
Like,
come on.
Acronyms are like government, so we should avoid those, I think.
You're taking are you seriously taking the BC Lions?
Yes, I am.
Like, for serious?
Hey, the hot mess is 1-for-1. How can I not ride it?
Okay, there are the picks. I'm taking Saskatchewan, obviously. Yes. Premier Wall, have fun at the air show in Swift Current.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
And enjoy the sun, finally.
Yeah, it's sunny. We hope it lasts everywhere, right across the province.
Yes.
There is a Premier Wall and Premier's picks this week. The Premier is going with Montreal, Edmonton, Toronto, and Saskatchewan. Gary Nichols just going opposite, which probably means an L for week for Gary Nickel one more time. This is the Green Zone on News Talk 980 CJME.